Hi, Resilient Mamas. This is Tiffany, and this is my little man. So, 4 weeks have passed since he came blazing into this world, and so that means it's 1 month postpartum for me. And so I thought today I would go over some of the things that I expected to happen, didn't expect to happen, and just kind of overall thoughts from the first month of my postpartum experience. So, first things first, things that I expected to happen. I expected there to be lots and lots of tears. So, with my first 2 weeks postpartum with Sweet Pea, I cried pretty much all the time. I think a lot of it was just some pent up anxiety about being a first time mom. And so, I mean, I cried at the drop of a hat. It was crazy. I think I probably cried out more liquid than I sweat or peed out in that period of time. It was pretty intense. But I'm happy to report that there has been no tears. There have been no tears in my first 2 weeks, 4 weeks postpartum with little man here. I think I really tried in those first 2 weeks to make them as calm and tranquil at home as I possibly could. Just because now I have a toddler. Sweet Pea is 2 years old, and bringing little man in, we weren't sure how she was going to react. So we really tried to keep things calm and just kind of go with the flow as much as possible. Other things that I expected to happen but didn't really necessarily was people to show up. We haven't had many visitors, which can be a good and a bad thing. I mean, I think if you are the type of person who likes to have people over, that would be kind of disappointing. But if you're someone who really likes to kind of internalize and stay at home and really just be at home with their baby without any distractions and other people, that would be a blessing, right? For me, the first 2 weeks, hardly anybody came over. It was just me and my husband and Sweet Pea. We had my parents stop over the week after little man was born, which was awesome. It was so great to be able to spend that time with them, especially since they live out of state. But after that, after they left, like hardly anybody has come over, which has kind of been nice. But sometimes it gets lonely. Mamas, it gets lonely. So what I didn't expect to happen was for me to just kind of not get out as much as I wanted to. So it's been kind of cold and rainy here, and I've just used that as an excuse way too much not to get out. I mean, I haven't got out to walk as much as I did during my first postpartum experience with I've really been kind of stuck inside, which is not a good thing. It really isn't. I've really had to, those were the first 2 weeks. Since then, I've gotten a lot better. I've really had to force myself to get out of the house. Sometimes force myself to get out of my pajamas, which y'all know. I mean, when it's cold outside, it's rainy, you're in your snuggy PJs, you don't want to put on a pair of pants, especially after you've had a baby. But it's so, so important, mamas, so important. Find the time, take a shower. You don't have to put on makeup, put on a clean shirt, get rid of that shirt that's, covered in spit up and, juice from your toddler or whatever else is on it. Just kind of freshen yourself up. I promise you it's going to do so much for your psyche, and just making you feel a little better. It's hard. It can be hard to do that sometimes. But, that's just one easy, simple thing you can do. Just take a shower, change your clothes, and try not to put the pajamas back on after 10 in the morning. All right? I mean, no more sweatpants. Put on a pair of pants, stretchy leggings. If you can still fit into your maternity clothes, go ahead, wear them. That's what they're there for. But it's all a balancing act. You do the best you can. Take each day one at a time. So little man's getting a little upset. I'm just gonna take a little break here. Okay, he's settled down a bit. I'm back. So a couple things that I wanted to mention. Anxiety. This is something that I've kind of struggled with off and on just in normal everyday life. This isn't something that just magically appeared during my postpartum experience. But anxiety, just kind of getting high strung over certain things, getting kind of erratic and almost kind of feeling panicky. That's what I describe anxiety as, is you just kind of feel panicky, you feel out of control, things tend to spiral, you make snap decisions without fully stopping and thinking through them. So me being a crazy person that I am, we decided to buy a house right before little man was born. So I know what you're thinking, who in their right mind would buy a house 8 months pregnant? Well, you're looking at one crazy pregnant lady. So since then, we have been kind of getting ready to move into the new house. That's where we're at now. As you can see, there's some random stuff on the floor there. Yep. I've just kind of been making small trips back and forth between the house we currently live in and this new house to kind of get things set up. So we're getting ready to move here just in a few days. We're moving all the big furniture and stuff over. But I will say buying a house was pretty smooth, actually. I mean, we knew what to expect. We had our current house paid off, so that was a huge help. I mean, being able to live debt-free and know that, we won't face 2 mortgage payments for any length of time was a huge, huge burden that was relieved. So that was one major milestone. We paid off our house, which made it much more easy for us to buy a house when we were ready to, and we were. Just timing was maybe not the most perfect or ideal in general. So anyway, like I said, buying the house, the whole home buying process went really smooth. Having little man was really great. It was really smooth there as well. The transition back at home with little Miss Sweet Pea was fine. She, I think, was surprised that there's a little baby is going to be staying with us all the time, but she did really good with it. Selling our house, on the other hand, has been crazy stressful. We already had one offer fall through, and so that was really heartbreaking, and we had to do a lot of extra stuff as far as a way of like getting estimates for work and everything that never materialized because the offer fell through. So that was super stressful, having a bunch of people come over into our house and give us quotes and estimate on work that ultimately will never be done. I'm happy to report that we did accept another buyer's offer, and we're going through the whole process again, the home inspection. Hopefully there won't be as many people coming through the house other than the home inspector and the appraiser and so on and so forth. But boy, oh boy, did my anxiety ramp up when, in the interim, right? Like when we had people coming through our house. I mean, I would have maybe 12, 14 hours heads up, which granted, that's a pretty good amount of time to get a heads up notice that somebody's going to be coming through your house. But, when you are a nursing mama, or just, a new mom in general, like if you've got a baby, like a little newborn baby, that's a lot to process. Like, making sure your house is in presentable order, making sure your baby is fed, making sure you've got the diaper bag organized, just all the little things tend to pile up, right? And so you get panicky, things seem out of control. So I've had to deal with a lot of anxiety over the past few weeks with that. But like I said, hopefully that will be ending soon because we'll be moving into our new house, so we won't have to scramble to get out of the old house, and plus we have a second offer that we've accepted on our current house. So, we won't have people coming in and out, or at least it won't be as disruptive because we'll be in the new house and we won't be at the old house to kind of organize and coordinate the logistics of all of that happening. So that's it. That's kind of what's been going on this first month And I really hope to be able to come back and each month and kind of just give you an update of how things are going, Resilient Mamas, because, I think it's really important for me to be able to share my experience, but I really hope that it's, becomes important for you, just to kind of see what somebody else is going through. Maybe you can relate, maybe you can't, but it's nice at least to know that there are other women out there that are going through this postpartum experience. It's it's unique for every woman, for every mama. So I hope that just by watching me, you can at least relate, even if it's just a little bit. He is a very sweet, sweet boy. And we're very, very lucky to have him in our lives. And we're so excited to get started on our new journey as a family in a new home. And I really hope you continue to tune in, whether it's reading my blog posts or watching these videos as we go along. So thank you, mamas, for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.